What's up guys, Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So we're going to be doing a mortgage rate update. We're also going to be doing the numbers on the new home sales that just took a big hit. It took a huge hit for the month of April, and the overall total household sold for the month of April has taken a hit itself too. So we're going to look at the numbers on both of them, see what's happening. But as everybody knows, that mortgage rates have taken a big hit on actually not a big hit, but it has affected the total home sales that are happening, at least here as of 5/24/2022. But let's go ahead and get on with the mortgage rate update. We're going to be pricing out 5 different mortgage products. It's going to be a 30-year fixed, a 15-year fixed, a 30-year FHA, a 30-year jumbo, and a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage. And if you don't know what a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage is by now, then this goes by any other adjustable rate mortgage out there, whether it's a 10/1, a 7/6, or any one of them. The first number is going to be the total amount of time, the total years that it's going to stay fixed interest only. Then the second number, whether it's a 1 or a 6 or whatever number that you have in between, that's going to be the amount of time that's going to go ahead and adjust according to the market rate and the cap on your product. The cap on your product is just how much interest is allowed to be increased over that span of time within that year or that 6 months or whatever it is. So 30-year fixed is going to be sitting at 5.29%. That is 0.07% decrease, better pricing than one day ago. 0.16 better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.16 better pricing than 1 month ago, and 2.15% increase in pricing from 1 year ago. 15-year fix will be sitting at 4.75%. That is 0.04% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.09% better pricing than 1 week ago, and 0.07% better pricing than 1 month ago, 2.81% increase from 1 year ago. 30-year FHA will be sitting at 4.75%. That is 0.17% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.30% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.25% better pricing than 1 month ago, and 2.07% increase from 1 year ago. 30-year jumbo will be sitting at 4.68%. That is 0.07% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.12% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.06% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 1.56% increase from 1 year ago. 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 4.46%. That is 0.04% better pricing than 1 day ago, 0.14% better pricing than 1 week ago, 0.16% increase in pricing from 1 month ago, and 2.21% increase from 1 year ago. Now, the biggest question that everybody has is there a housing bubble? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at numbers, because the total new home sales and home sales in general has taken a pretty big plunge. And by plunge, what do we mean? It's quite dramatic actually. It's about 17 to 19% total slowdown. So the annual rate according to the Census Bureau, okay, we had an estimated total of homes to be sold at 750,000. That's how much that we're anticipating for the month of April to be sold. We actually had a rate of 591,000 total homes sold. The pace of sales is the slowest it's been since 2020, when the coronavirus crash and the widespread lockdowns and curbed activity throughout the US economy. It completely put everything down into the shitter, which I will go ahead and show you this little graph of what it was from January of 2019 until as of today. You see, we're still steadily a little bit higher than we were pre-pandemic level, so we're not there yet. We're not at the pre-pandemic level as of yet, but this is the same song and dance as it goes back to March. Now, the March total numbers that were anticipated to be sold were 763,000 units, and we actually only sold 709,000 total units nationwide, of course. The report also offers an early sign that the buyer frenzy that's boosted the housing market throughout the pandemic might be quickly losing its momentum, and it is. You know, it just numbers are numbers. Income is income, buying power is buying power. However you look at it, you know, the overinflated amount of how much home prices have increased versus how much interest has increased has decreased the total buying power of most people. So affordability is just a very drastic thing. And as the price surges, millions of home buyers have been priced out of the market, which is something that we've seen along the ways of everybody. Now, I actually got off the phone with one of the big box retailers right now, JP Morgan Chase, and you know, we have a good standing relationship with a bunch of these different companies to see where we're at. And you know, we're all pretty much on the senses of saying that the whole real estate market as a whole is sort of plateaued. We got, you know, we had a last good 2 years, and now it's kind of like, you know, it's not that great. Yeah, it's a little bit it's a little rough. Now, TD Bank surveyed more than 1,000 hopeful buyers and found that 29% of them were uncertain whether it's a good time to buy now or wait and see what happens in the next year as the market goes, which is pretty much across the board. Majority of the buyers that we have now, 29% is actually very conservative. We don't have the same numbers on our side. We're more along the lines of between 60 to 65%, and I'm sure most of you watching you're right in the same exact boat, because you don't know what to do. Is the market going down? Is the market going up? Everything. Whenever you have uncertainty in any type of market, it's very, 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 very dramatic, and you don't know exactly what's going to do. And especially when we have the low inventory. Now, the low inventory is going to steadily keep the boosted prices of homes relatively maintained. Now, the only thing that's going to happen is if inflation really, really takes a grasp on us and we have to counter it, interest rates could go past, once it gets into the 6s and maybe even to the 7s, then we'll actually know exactly where we're at on the housing market. Now, the next thing is newly built homes. Newly built homes, everybody's been buying newly built homes. Newly built homes have been the biggest thing, whether it's KB Home or DR Horton or Toll Brothers or whoever it is. That actually for the month of April has dropped 16% from the projected forecast of what we were actually doing. The median price of a new home sold in April was $450,600, an increase by almost 20% from just this time last year. Slower sales caused the inventory of newly built homes to jump sharply, as well as 9-month supply. A 6-month supply is generally considered a balance between buyer and seller. Sales of newly built homes. So sales of newly built, they dropped 16.6% over the whole entire nation. Here in California, it's a little bit more drastic. We're in the 23 to 24%, only because the prices of homes here are so dramatically more expensive than it is anywhere else. We have a medium wholesale price now of around $1 million, depending on the county: Los Angeles County, Orange County, and San Francisco, Alameda area. So it's really, really expensive, even though the job market and the total salary income over here in the state of California is much more higher than most of the other states. We have been increased so much in pricing that it's kind of like almost a little bit laughable at this point. At what point would like $1 million on a home become like, you know what, that's just how much the homes are going? No, there has to be some sort, because the pricing of home isn't that much. And then especially if you're buying $1 million home, you have to put $200,000 down, $200,000 plus your other associated costs as far as title, escrow, inspections, and all that other stuff. It gets a little bit much. So the annualized rate came in at 591,000 units, seasonally adjusted. Now, analysts, like everybody, is always projected. They go above, and then of course once the market hits and everything happens, they're like, oh, okay, our numbers were off. This is all just, speculative. You don't know exactly where it's going and how it's going. Now, do we project next month to be worse? Do we project the following months to be worse? If interest rates stay exactly where they're at right now, then we're going to kind of start getting an equilibrium, and we're going to kind of see what is about to happen. Now, the other big problem here in the state of California, because we have a highly dense, populated area, right? California is just the most populated area in the whole entire United States, so the most homes are here. We account for like 26 or 27% of total homes in the United States, which is a lot. If we drop, that's going to hit across the board, because it's just the nature of the game. Numbers are numbers, and it is what it is. So the average rate on a 30-year fixed rate began at the month at 4.88% and ended at 5.41%, which we actually had a peak of 5.65%. Now, as you can see, we're teetering between the 5 to 5.5 range. That's where we're at, because the feds are kind of testing the market right now to see exactly how, it's like a cause and reaction, right? For every single action, there's always an equal or opposite reaction, and we're kind of having an opposite reaction right now. Consumers are being hit by interest rates at 4-year decade high inflation. That is making it harder for them to afford higher prices. The median home price sold in April was $450,000, which of course that is going to be a 20% increase. So as of everything, home prices are still maintaining to be a little bit more on the expensive side, but on the high side of things, more homes are becoming more on inventory. The newly built homes are kind of what's hindering a lot of this, because we're not able to rezone and get homes to go ahead and be built in places that should be rezoned. But that's going to be your mortgage rate update. So for up to 50% commission rebate, 0% listing fee on selling your current home, or any mortgage assistance, link in the description below. And if you like the content, please keep yourself up to date on all the mortgage rates, housing, what's going on in the housing market. Like, subscribe, hit that little bell notification. We go ahead and try to upload as much as we possibly can, at least 5 to 6 times a week. So to keep yourself up to date, really appreciate you watching. Until next video, guys, peace.